like, here you go. I could have saved you a bunch of times.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Dallas Goedert. He was catching everything last week. Had himself over 250 yards. It's the Buccaneers and the Bears. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 24.
Well, they say an early season snowstorm may be on deck in less than 48 hours, but today is picture-perfect fall football weather. Crisp and cool at Soldier Field in the Windy City. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post.
And right away, he lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. What a great job getting pressure here on the first drive. 3 plays and already 2 sacks.
And that pressure has been intense right from the beginning. And I'm telling you, if they don't make an adjustment in play calling and protection, it'll go from intense to relentless.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that's taken at his own 42. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So the Bucs now in great shape to begin their initial possession. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
First and 10, Zappi. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Bears' 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and a couple. Zappi off play action. A quick throw, but incomplete. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Parker, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%. And I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
And defensively here, it's hard to overlook the fact that this is an offense that's dead last in the NFL in rushing. So this back seven's going to be tested. Heck, might be more of a back eight. No doubt about that. And they surrender the catch here and the first down.
Here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
From the shotgun, Zappi on the left side, a catch by White. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Going play action here with Zappi. And off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Now Greg Joseph for the field goal try. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Just a bit, just a wee bit wide left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Wow, that qualifies as a bad miss because anything inside of 40 should be automatic. That's a big mistake right there.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a second down throw for Love here. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Tony Pollard out of the backfield, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
An absolute shutdown game for them. And watching the game film preparing for this one, that people tried to run it against them, nowhere to go. Tried to throw it, couldn't complete anything. An absolute dominating game.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We're scoreless after 1. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his...
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Logan Hall in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Ready. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Pollard will take it up the gut. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 40.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Love. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Draymond Jones able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Ready. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Love from the gun. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Zappi from the gun. He's going to rifle one deep left side. They've got his man complete. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Dallas Goedert with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Love's throw complete there to Moore. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Forced out to his left. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide to the left. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL here on this first day of November. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Saints who are out in front. Chris Olave, a touchdown reception. From there, we take the trip across Lake Erie to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. 2 touchdown passes there for Jared Goff. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Packers. Elijah Moore, a touchdown reception. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the 1 touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another. These two teams currently going over their final halftime adjustments. We are just about set to get back to it in the second half. And for the call, let's go back to Soldier Field and Brandon Gott.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Bucs offense set to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Zappi fakes a handoff, looks to throw it. Airing this one out for Evans. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 61 yards. And the Bucs go up by 2 touchdowns. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now Love. Byington, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing. Love. And he's going to go down again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them, and they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Zappi working from the gun.
That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Another throw coming for Zappi.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his 1st drop, his 2nd drop of the game. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown!
Rashad White.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Bucs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
Bears nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. But now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Flush to his right. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. 3rd and 2. Love with it. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Logan Hall. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Here we go. Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Ready.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
He'll get that out to the flat to White.
And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Rachaad White,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
That is today's NFL, isn't it? If you're going to be a running back in this league, you've got to be complete to stay on the field, at least for those 3 downs we talk about. Got to be able to catch it, which he's doing quite well in this one. 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, a little unconventional. He hasn't been able to cross the goal line as a runner, but as you say, twice as a receiver. Joseph on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Bears offense ready to get going again. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, We've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This offense on third down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Love now. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control. And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play. The offense has had its moments, too. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points up? A beautiful spin and room to run. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay. There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage. And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Jaquan Brisker getting sent on the safety blitz, and he was able to finish it off. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right? It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged. The play fake, and now here's Zappy. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. But, Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease. They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second. Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it? It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going. I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joe Tryon in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Let's go.
Here is third and quite a ways. To throw now. Here's Love. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. Elijah Cansey, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
Let's go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed asleep. So for the Bucs, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Just like I've been smooth for so long, I'm trying to get rough. Buffing my nails, dog, I'm trying to get buff. Shaping my beard up, I'm liking the scruff. The hills, cause I'm living my life in the cut. Can't imagine that I'm gonna meet my wife in the club. We gon' see though.